Number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah. We're here with guest host Isaac Hirsch because Nick is an idiot and he went to hospital jail without telling me.
Yeah, he's undergoing some sort of experimental procedure. I can't wait for Nick to come back with 2 dicks.
It's going to be very exciting when our baby boy has 2 penises.
Yeah, they're going to graft one onto his knee. But at least he will have $1,000. So that's the important thing, is that
true.
he's ruining his body for sums of money he could get for just working a regular job for a month.
Yeah, to think that he went in there with no dick, and they're giving him 2 whole dicks.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Damn, it is, it's baffling. Like, when I talk to Nick about it, especially on mic, I feel like I can't, be too judgmental, but, it is a very silly way to make money, right?
Oh, I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a natural evolution, because when Nick first lived with us, he was making a living, just donating plasma and, being in the audience, the studio audience for, various television shows, and then...
Which, the second one is somehow more dehumanizing, I think.
It's awful. I've done plenty of audience work. You are human cattle. It's the worst thing in the world. And yet Nick was like, this is too simple.
I feel like I have too much of my dignity doing this.
I have not been physically harmed enough by being in the studio audience of various television shows. So I will get Spinal Taps instead for money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rather than selling my fluids for a set amount of money per fluid ounce, I just want to get one check, carte blanche, all the liquids you want out of me.
Yeah, it's like the movie Blank Check, if the movie Blank Check was about horrible things happening to the child first.
I like that joke, and I have no idea what Blank Check is.
I got to be honest, I have very little idea what the movie Blank Check is either.
When you say Blank Check, I imagine one of those DVD covers where it's a big red stamp is the title, and it's a white background, and a bunch of people are standing there.
That could be true. I really don't know very much about this movie. I know it's about a kid, I think, and he gets a blank check, and then he presumably has some sort of fun adventures with his money that he now has.
I like how loose movies are with banking. You can just find a check, and your life is different forever.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I don't get about movies where characters find large sums of money. Like No Country for Old Men, the guy goes back. Mm-hmm. That whole movie could just... It wouldn't happen if the guy... I guess because he left something there or something, but I don't know. I would just not go back.
Yeah, I forget. Why did he go back?
I think he wanted to give water to... Because one of the guys was dying or something.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, if you're going to steal the money from a gang, you can't have a conscience about it. You just got to...
You got to get out of there. It's true. Can't do that.
I think...
Me personally, and this is the official Coward Hour stance, is that if you're going to steal money from a dying man in the desert, let him die.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically dead already. You've taken his money.
It's true. Money is the blood of capitalism.
Ooh, man, that's deep, dude.
Yeah, I'm really smart. I'm a smart guy. This is a socialist smart podcast now.
Oh yeah, we're a new Chapo clone. Welcome.
Yeah.
I haven't showered in 7 days, but I am very correct. So
wait, have you really? No, you showered immediately before this, didn't you?
No, I showered yesterday. But
okay. I feel like you're constantly showering.
I do not constantly shower. Sometimes I'll go 2 days without showering.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just maybe I think that because you always shower immediately before leaving the house, so it's a very noticeable time to shower.
It's true. I put it. This is how I live my life with everything else as well. Just put it off until the last possible minute, and then I'm like, shit, I'm very dirty.
I'm a filthy man, and I must present.
Yeah, so I just immediately quickly shower before I go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. I felt really self-conscious a couple weeks ago because I got a new deodorant. It had a woodsy smell to it, and I was in my boss's cubicle, and we were looking at the computer, and she's like, you smell good. And I was like, thank you. She's like, must be a shower day, huh? And I was
whoa.
Like, do they know that I'm an every other?
Man, that is some very low key bullying there. Holy moly!
Yeah. I got negged by my damn boss.
Yeah, wow. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I could recover from that. I don't know if I would double down and be like, every day is a shower day, and they'd be like, oh no, it's not.
Whatever, you're allowed to. It's bad for your skin to shower every day, I think. I heard that from fucking
I know. Well,
our roommate or some shit.
Our roommate Tim insists that you only need to wash your hair once every 2 weeks or something.
2 isn't right. I've heard every week, but then I'm too fucking Italian. I don't wash my hair for 3 days, and it looks bad.
You can tell. It looks greasy. It looks terrible. At least when anytime I don't wash my hair for a couple days, it's awful.
I think that might just be like short hair, because there's tons of girls who like never wash their hair, and it just looks beautiful and shiny. But like with a short haircut, it looks real fucking gross.
Maybe we just both have very oily scalps.
Maybe.
That is very plausible.
I'm a bit of an oil boy all around.
Yeah. We're just oily people, I think.
And, that's fine. That's our East Coast, PA, Maryland, Jersey roots.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with being a greasy man.
Being a slick wet man. People respect it.
This is a podcast by wet men for wet men, okay?
It's true. If you're listening to this podcast, you better have a sopping man pussy, or I don't respect you.
Also, I guess women can listen to. I don't know.
Yeah, women can... I'm going to say that if you're a man, you'd better not be cis if you're listening to this. Because,
gender non-conforming or bust. That's it.
It's true. Because if you're just like a fucking swim, I don't think you deserve to be made happy by comedy.
Is that how you say it aloud? Swim?
That's how I say it.
That's pretty good.
It's very
Guys, I'm a swim. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
I'm a swim. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like that.
It's our group.
That's who we are.
Yeah. I didn't want to have a group, but it's been given to me.
Oh, moving to LA, you were placed in the group.
I was placed in a damn group.
We're both in the group now. I mean, you know what? I feel like I exist a little outside of the group, maybe because I don't talk about it at all, and I'm just like so pathetic that like
you're just
on stage,
such a beta that they're like you register as like non-binary.
I've just lost my privilege, I think. Like, everyone's just like, well, I mean, yes, all white men inherently have privilege, but this guy, I don't...
This guy, I think, fuck it, his left at some point.
Yeah, I don't know what he has. I mean, like, most people, there are some extremists, but most people in LA don't treat me like I'm a, straight white male scum.
Yeah. You're like the clean-cut version of my buddy Brian. One time, he was sitting in the audience at a mic, and... this comic Nate Marshall was on stage. Nate is black, and he looked at Brian, who's a white dude with dreadlocks, and he just sighed, like mid-bit, he like lost his train of thought, like saw Brian, and just sighed and was like, man, you are squandering your white privilege. Just wasting it.
Yeah.
And you're doing that by just like not fucking, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
To the point where like it affects your aura.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't want anyone to listen to this that I know.
Sorry. And just to be clear, I say that as a man who also does not fuck.
Well, no, that's sort of... I think people who listen to this podcast... If this is your first time, the regular hosts don't fuck. I also don't fuck. This is...
that's why Isaac is filling in.
This is the Volcel podcast. I mean, or at least I think it is. I don't really know what Brendan's situation is.
I mean, I don't know what... I don't know anymore. I mean, earlier in the group chat, I was talking a big game about how I'm not ironic and how I know who I am. But certain topics, like whether or not I want to fuck... I genuinely have no idea who I am.
I feel the same. I feel like we all exist in some sort of weird quantum state in between incel and volcel. Like we're all just like, well, I mean, I could fuck.
I could
if I want. I don't really want to though. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down, but
yeah, it's like if a woman who's hot enough that she excites me more than my depression wants to keep me in bed were to do all the work to make it happen, then I would probably badly fuck her.
I like when a woman does all the work. That's pretty much every time I've had sex is because a woman did all the work.
And let me just gets mad at you.
Let me be clear, okay? They're not sending their best women, all right? They're ugly, they're fat. Some of them, I presume, are good people, but they're sending bad women to fuck me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a basket of deplorables that wants my dick.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't mean to put down anyone who's ever had sex with me. You are the real heroes. And I have
What if we looked at the stats and everybody who listens to this podcast coincidentally has had sex with you?
That would be crazy. That would be very bad for me because I intend to have sex with at least one of them again at some point in my life.
Oh, which one?
I don't want to say.
I didn't expect you to answer.
I will say I've been attracted to a few of them, on some level. Like, man, this is coming off as meaner
I was attracted to them on some level, like a nice platonic respect that you might have for a neighbor.
I had sex with them willingly. I was like, yeah, all right. And then, like, a few of them even looked better with clothes off than clothes on.
Ooh.
That's a weird phenomenon.
Yeah, that's a surprise that you're not prepared for.
Because most women look better with clothes on. Clothes they're like teasing you. They're like, look what could be under here. You get to imagine the best possible thing.
I think that's true when you're older, but when you're a young man fucking, every girl looks better with her clothes off.
No, I'm repulsed by the human body, so clothes are good.
Clothes are good.
I like clothes.
You want a damn burqa.
Yeah.
Old Isis Hirsch over here.
Well, no. I want everything that is normally covered to still be covered, but also I want to have sex with them that way.
That's pretty good.
And maybe to see their titties. Maybe.
So completely enshrouded in fabrics with 2 holes for the titties. Or maybe I'll give you this. 1 big hole for both titties.
Ah. Like a window to the titties.
those like Japanese, or maybe they're Czech, I forget, but the porn where it's just like the wood paneled hallway with the holes where women's like pussies are sticking out.
Brennan, we covered this last episode. I obviously have no idea what you're talking about. I've seen like 6 porns ever.
Okay, well, I think enough. It's well known enough that I think the listeners will get it. But anyway, for you, the ideal would be that, but just their titties are out, and you just like titty fuck them through the hole. Would you enjoy a nice titty fuck glory hole?
I mean, that sounds pretty good. You know what? I don't like disembodied titties though. I want them to be on a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I'm overselling my repulsion to the human. There are just certain parts of the human body I don't like.
I understand that. I have parts of it that I'm not so much into.
Yeah, and then there are parts of it you're really into.
That's true.
Have you ever talked about that on the podcast?
I don't think I have. The armpit thing?
Yeah, it's like the most famous Brennan Crook thing to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been talking about it that much recently.
I guess because you haven't been fucking armpits.
I'm surprised it didn't come up on Kill Tony.
I thought it was going to go there, and it didn't.
Yeah. Maybe if I get up again, I'll throw that out.
Hey, guys, like literally, they're just like, Brennan, what do you do for work? And you're just like, I fuck armpits. And they're like, what?
For money? Yeah. Women pay me to stop fucking their armpits.
Yeah.
That's how I make a living.
I will say I've also done Kill Tony. Anytime you're on that, it's like a weird little thing. Like somehow they immediately get you talking about sex stuff. Like
Well, he just asks.
They may get you in a roundabout way, and you don't like reveal things that you would not like. I revealed that my dick didn't work twice on 2 different occasions on Kill Tony.
Tony probably forgot that you were on before.
No, every time he's like, "This seems like a new name, Isaac Hirsch," and then he's like, "So your sex thing, how's it work?" I'm like, "Well, my dick doesn't work." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Ah, fuck, god damn it again."
Wait, you never say I'm the same guy as before?
No, I never remind them. I do well, but not well enough that I'm just like, you guys don't remember. Also, it's like they're like 8 months in between each time I did it, so
okay.
Gotcha. It's reasonable that they would forget who I am.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I felt like I needed to defend myself because, by the way, if you're listening, look, I uploaded the clip. Look it up on YouTube. Me on Kill Tony. But he tried to accuse me of coming real quick. And I couldn't let anyone think that I come quick or at all. So I had to defend my honor and
say, defend your honor. It makes sense.
No, actually, I never come, which garnered a lot more sympathy from the crowd.
The crowd was pro Brennan 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's always fun when the hosts are like, "That's horrible," and the crowd's like, "No, that's good." We feel sorry for the little man.
Yeah. It's so rare that I'm on a stage long enough that the crowd feels any sort of sympathy for me.
Yeah. Well, also, your stand-up does a good job of making people not feel sympathy for you. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I mean, the difference between you and Brennan did a competition last night, and he was like not super pleased with the result.
Mm-hmm.
I like competitions a lot, but the difference between me and Brennan is that I am very good at making the audience feel sorry for me, and then they vote for me. Whereas Brennan, like, owns his flaws too much on stage. He's
I'm kind of a heel.
Yeah, he's like a wrestling heel for stand-up, but like not like in a like I'm gonna fuck all of you, I'm gonna beat this guy up. It's just like, no, I am pathetic, but that's good. Yeah. I'm very confident.
I'm a vile worm.
I'm a worm.
Thinking back on it, I think the crowd voted for the last 3 comics on the bill. So they just like thought back over the show, could not remember it, and then just voted for the 3 people they had seen recently. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Those comedy competitions are really kind of fucked on some level.
Yeah, they're stupid. It's like the skill set, like what wins a comedy competition is not the same as like what does well on a showcase.
Sure. Although, I'd like to think I can do both.
No, you can do both, but I'd say you're a rare case where like a lot of the time people who win contests, it's like someone who's like wacky.
Yeah.
Like doing like actor-y stand-up.
Or they have a guitar or a character or something that will win sometimes.
Yeah. They have some sort of like interesting backstory.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to play on the audience's sympathy. You got to be memorable somehow. So like you should treat it like a reality. Just get up on stage and be like, my mom is dying of cancer. I really need this $100 to pay for her treatment.
I really need this basket of fries to feed my family.
Yeah, the third prize in this competition, by the way. First prize is $100. Second prize is $50 gift card to the club. Third prize is an enormous basket of French fries. And they don't let you take the bowl home. So
no, they don't. Because if I won the fries, I was gonna be like, can I have some to-go boxes?
You can take it in to-go boxes, but their to-go boxes suck. Because I've won the fries before, and like I got like 6 to-go boxes, and they don't stay closed. And also, I was just like balancing all these fucking to-go boxes of fries as I walked to my car. Nothing sadder than walking to your car with just 6 to-go boxes.
6 to-go boxes of French fries.
Rapidly cooling French fries.
Yeah, just becoming slime, which I'm sure you then ate for dinner for a week.
I subsisted off those fries for a while, but Nick also lived here at the time, so he had plenty of the fries as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
We are both very, very cheap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It must be exciting to be impoverished, would you say?
Having experienced it for the past 6 months, I gotta say, not that fun.
Not
I
that fun?
I don't really know how I'm going to pay rent this month. I have money coming in, but I also have a credit card bill I have to pay now. So I don't know. I'm going to have to.
Why did you get a credit card? I told you not to do that.
Well, I mean, I just use a credit card to buy things I normally would have bought. So either way, I'd have no way of paying rent this month. But I'll figure it out. I'll come up with something. And I'm starting a job on Monday, so. Oh, God, if my employer sees this.
Hold on. Let's see. So it is the 18th.
Yes.
So you're starting, what is it, like the
22nd.
The 22nd. Okay. So
I don't get my first paycheck until next month, I believe.
Until next month.
Yes.
And rent is due on the 1st.
That's right.
So let's, on mic, let's figure out a plan.
I mean, I know what the plan is. I just don't want to say what it is on mic.
What is it?
I'm not going to say. I don't want to say on mic.
Is it do a cash advance of the rest of your credit card to pay rent?
Oh, is that a possibility?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you will then be late for your payment.
Ah, fuck. I don't know. I'll think of something. I'll be fine. I'm working tomorrow. I got some paychecks coming. They're not a lot, but there'll be something.
Yeah, you're being cagey enough that I'm like, is Isaac going to rob a bank to pay rent?
Yeah, I'm not gonna rob it. No, I'm just also gonna get a Spinal Tap real fast. Gonna do a 1-day Spinal Tap treatment and get some money.
You just show up to where Nick is with like a bag of spinal fluid that you brought from home.
Here, I did it myself. Please take this. I need money.
Yeah, it's not that they are reading any information from the fluid that they need. It's just that they love having that fluid.
They collect the fluid. They know
want it in as big of a volume as possible.
As soon as the economy crashes, they know that spinal fluid will be the new currency in the United States.
It's like bottle caps in Fallout. It's the only thing they're not making more of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Humans are a very expendable resource, I guess, but
it's true. I can't wait to die.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway, what's going on with you this week, Brennan?
What's going on with me now that I've sent you into a spiral about your finances?
No, I'm not that worried. I'll be fine. This is going to be 1 month of stress before I get my job and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, everything will be fine. I mean, the worst thing that happens if you don't pay your credit card is just
I'll be delinquent on it.
Yeah, you'll be delinquent on it. You're your already bad credit will go down.
I have good credit.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, then you're fine.
Yeah.
You got a ding.
I got a little ding on the credit, but I'll pay it all off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Credit, if you're not an idiot, you can fix credit.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I mean,
this is now a banking advice podcast.
Yeah, and well, Brendan works in finances, and I also have had money in the past.
Which by the way, I also shouldn't have talked about on Kill Tony, I don't think.
Oh, your job?
Yeah, well, my job, and then specifically, I just admitted to a bunch of fraud from 2013.
Yeah, but that fraud's already been litigated and stuff. It's not like they can go after individual bankers.
Yeah, it's true. Plus, also, it was a character I was doing committed all that bank fraud.
Yes, the character Brendan Crick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very hard to divorce from the real Brendan Crick, but
it's like Stephen Colbert. The real Brendan Crick doesn't fuck armpits at all. But this vile character, the dreaded Brendan Crick.
This character, Brendan Crick, fucks armpits, but the real Brendan Crick is much less funny than the character Brendan Crick.
It's true.
Just like Stephen Colbert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the real Brendan Crick, he likes speaking truth to power.
Loves not telling jokes.
He just wants to razz Trump.
Yep. Man, Colbert is so bad. I can't. I loved the Colbert Report. I will go to bat for the Colbert Report as the best of that era of political comedy shows.
Well, I mean, that was the funniest time to be a liberal. Was Bush era.
Yeah,
because it was subversive and interesting.
Yeah,
it was going against the grain.
And now liberals are bad. Despite it seems like with Trump in power, but that's the problem is that Trump is too easy a target or something. I don't know. It's not as fun.
Yeah, it's not as fun. It's not interesting. I don't know what it is.
I think maybe we're we already did it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just we already did this with Bush.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels so stale. I don't know. I mean, I love my parents and they have decent senses of humor, but they both watch Colbert every night. And I'm just sort of why? Why do you do this? My mom likes Sam B.
Yeah, I don't get that. I've noticed that there's a certain type of middle-aged lady who she'll come in and something will go wrong with her banking personally, and she'll blame it on Trump, somehow the economy has made her overdraft. It's very fascinating.
I mean, Trump's responsible for everything else, so why wouldn't he have caused her banking to overdraft?
It's true. Man, oligarch Trump truly rules every aspect of our bleak existence.
Has a lady ever tried to play marginalized identity on you if she overdrafted? She's just well, listen, you're a white man, so you wouldn't understand why I spent so much on candles.
And I'd be I'm a fucking new age ass white man. I have bought candles as well. And I have no respect for your plate.
Oh, yeah, there are 3 candles sitting right in front of me.
Right in your eye line, yeah.
Huh.
I went and I got those from IKEA. I don't know. I was in a weird headspace, and I thought that if I got more decorations from the room, it would put me at ease.
I mean, Brennan's room, obviously you can't see it on the podcast. I don't know why I would say that.
You could roast it, and they would understand.
I wasn't going to roast it. This is a very tastefully decorated and appointed room. It really stands in stark contrast with my room, which is the cleanest it's been in months, by the way. I did actually clean the floor and vacuum everything and do all my laundry. But now it's just empty. It's empty and there's some shit in the corners of the room and a bed and a desk that is actually just an IKEA shelving unit.
Yeah, your furniture is pretty draconian looking.
Yeah. I'm not much for
it's
style.
It's all just unpainted lumber.
Yeah, I mean, style's one thing. I mean, Brendan's room, again, very, very nicely decorated, but for what, I ask you?
For me, I'm the only one in here. So, it's okay to have it nice for me.
Is that a real plant or a fake plant there?
They're all fake plants.
They're all fake plants, Sam.
Yeah.
It looks
but
like
I think psychologically, fake plants do the same thing as real plants.
Okay.
I think. I mean, you don't get the satisfaction of caring for... I'm sure if I was painstakingly trimming a bonsai, that would bring me some sort of inner peace.
Yeah, the Japanese peace lily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe I should do that, or get a pet of some sort. Maybe if I gave myself some sort of responsibility, I would feel happy.
That's what a lot of soon-to-be divorced parents tell themselves, and it doesn't seem to work out very well for them.
Yeah, you're right. I should get... the other day, just the idea occurred to me. I was like, what if I got a rat? Which is such an insane idea.
I'm thinking about getting back into having sex. I should also buy a rat.
You're right, man. One time that actually was my thinking though, because I was like, I was about to say hooking up, but that's incorrect. I had sex once with this like crusty like punk girl. Mm-hmm. And I liked her a lot. She didn't like me at all. Looking back on it, she just like was bored and hanging out with me while she was in town. But I was in my deepest alcoholic like delusions. I was like, I wonder if I got a rat if she would like me more.
Jesus Christ. I mean, people make fun of me a lot, but I will say I've never contemplated buying a rat for a girl. I've never done that even once.
No, not for her, for me to impress her.
That's for her, dude. That's what that is.
No, it was not a gift for her. The rat would have been mine.
No, I understand, but you're buying the rat to impress her.
It's my rat, Isaac.
She's renting out your headspace with the rat.
Yeah, no, I always let women do this to me. I if I have sex with a girl once and then she's like mean to me afterwards, I'm just like, well, clearly I must change everything about me to make her change her mind.
Ah. Yeah, I will say I've never changed for anybody.
I see that.
There might be a middle ground that's probably acceptable, but we are the opposite of each other and both undateable.
I have a question. I noticed you've been wearing T-shirts the last couple of days.
I guess.
And I support this. I'm curious why, because you never do that.
I have T-shirts to play basketball in. That's why I own T-shirts mostly, and I did all my laundry, and a lot of these T-shirts were just like
you found them
shoved somewhere. Yeah, so they're clean now. I mean, I'll wear T-shirts around the house mostly. I don't like going outside in T-shirts because I got an image to keep up with my bowling shirts and my short sleeve button up my shirts.
And explain this image. Why you think the industry will like this?
I don't know. I mean, at least I'm different. Look. No one knows how the industry works. I certainly don't, and I know I'm doing it wrong on some level. But at the same time, it's better than me just being another white guy with glasses and a hoodie, you know?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's not. I'm not saying it's smart logic, but it is a logic that exists.
I can at least see the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. My thinking has always been that like they want you to look hip. That's like a dumb, inauthentic kind of hipness.
That's 100% true. That is, especially in LA. That's absolutely correct.
So I moved here and I panicked. I'm like, I will wear Adidas and grow a mustache now.
I don't know if you look hip or not. You do. Yeah,
I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know what hip is, but my idea of hip, I whenever I do like a show where I'm like, I should try to look hip, I wear a black T-shirt and then a denim overshirt and then jeans. And basketball shoes.
Until the shoes that you were kind of on. When you first said black T-shirt, I was like, that's just Louie. You can't dress like Louie.
No, I know you can't dress like... You are currently dressed like Louie, by the way.
I am. What if I started having a goatee? What if I shaved male pattern baldness into my head? Just went like full Louie, like how...
Hey, everybody, give it up for Brennan Crick, a.k.a. Lil Louie.
Yeah, like how Vonnegut just looked like Mark Twain his whole life. I'm going to do that, but... No, I'm going to do Cosby, actually.
Cosby's going to be a tougher sell, I think.
Yeah, I think.
With the sweaters and everything?
With the sweaters and the makeup and such. It would be kind of controversial.
Oh, wow, you're already doing it. With the sweaters and the makeup and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought of this today. I'm going to start telling people that I did punch up on Cosby's special that got shelved when the accusations came out. I'm going to say, like, man, I gave him a bunch of tags. It was going to be a big credit for me, but now it's not coming out.
What do you intend to accomplish by doing this?
I don't know.
Is it a bit, or are you trying to successfully lie about something?
I don't know. Who knows? You think I understand my own motivations?
No, I definitely don't think that.
I'm such a fool, Isaac.
No, we're all fools.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man, I really wish Nick was here to say some sort of crazy conspiracy theory right now.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't believe in any conspiracy theories, pretty much.
I'm trying to think. I was believing in one pretty wild one recently. I think I'm definitely starting to be a moon landing was fake guy.
Really? Why? What has pushed you to that conclusion?
Just because, like, I I don't know. Like, why would we do that? Why has no one done it since?
Well, we've done it a few times.
Yeah,
Are
but,
you?
know,
Are
back
you?
then?
Are you?
And no other country has done it to verify.
My question is, are you? There are people who are like, the first moon landing was faked, but all the subsequent ones were real. Are you one of those people, or are you they were all fake?
Oh no, I want to be clear here. This is not I've been doing some reading and I think this.
Now, I've been doing some research.
This is purely just on an emotional level. It feels true at this moment to say that we were never on the moon.
Oh. I mean, I can't argue with your emotions.
Yeah, just, deep in my core somewhere.
This is how women win arguments.
Yeah. The universe is my girlfriend now.
Wow, that's deep. Mm-hmm. Brendan is so spiritual now. I mean, I am maybe... I think it'd be fair to say I'm like the least spiritual person I know. I truly have absolutely no connection to the cosmos.
Well, I think you're not a very anxious person. So
No.
you don't... Would it be accurate to say you're not a worrier?
Yeah, unless there's something very specific for me to worry about, I don't generally worry. Like, early in this podcast, I was like, I will not be able to pay rent this month, and I'm just like, it'll be fine. I'll figure it out. I got a packet. I signed up for healthcare from
that's good.
The state of California. Well, it is good, but I there's a packet I had to fill out, and I was just like, I don't understand this packet. And then the deadline was today, and I just never did it. Every day I was just sort of like, I should do the packet, and then I like sit down with the packet and be like, I don't understand this at all.
So now you just don't have health care?
Well, they sent me there are a couple problems. One, I got a new job where presumably I'll actually qualify or unqualify for health care because I'll be making too much money all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Two, I think I got a letter from them saying, hey, you need to send in your packet or we'll just automatically enroll you into one of the programs. I was like, oh, that sounds great. Just do that.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
But I don't know if I understood that letter correctly either. Maybe I misinterpreted that as well.
Yeah, I signed up for the California insurance, and I just never used any of it the whole time I had it.
Sure.
And then when I got my job's insurance, then I was like, okay, now this is real insurance.
Real insurance, baby.
Yeah, like the entire time that I had the other insurance, I was just like, well, I don't want to get well and then have to change providers.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean... Yeah,
it's way better to just flail.
If some sort of medical emergency happens to me, I will be in a lot of trouble. But until then, I'm in good shape.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, again, if I took a step back and looked at my life and thought about it for an hour, I'd be deeply worried.
Yeah,
but
luckily you never will.
I never think about anything.
Yeah, you sit in your chair.
I sit in my chair or on the floor.
No, yeah, you're right. Isaac hates chairs.
I do not like chairs very much. The problem with chairs is that they are too far away from the television. I've always had this position. Mm-hmm. If there was a chair directly in front of the television, that would be okay, although the television would be too short for me to see it if I was sitting directly in front of it in a chair. So there's really no winning here.
I think you need to get new glasses.
That's true. I do. I've had these glasses and this prescription for about 8 years. So it almost certainly is not strong enough anymore. But... Mm-hmm. On the other hand, glasses cost money.
That's true.
I do not want to do that.
Plus, you have all kinds of nice memories about those glasses. Like that woman throwing them out the window.
Yeah, a lady threw my glasses out her apartment window once. This is a pretty long story. I don't know if we should do the whole thing. It is very amusing, and I tried to write a bit about it once. But yeah, basically I just dated this hot black girl. Or I shouldn't say dated. I went on 3 dates with a hot black girl.
I like how you do that. It's charming. How you say I dated in regards to every woman you've ever gone on one date with.
No, multiple dates. Always.
Oh, it has to be multiple.
The rule
dates.
is 2 dates and then you dated.
Okay, so you are being precise. You just have a weird internal standard no one else shares.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and I can respect that.
Dated, the verb, technically, by the definition of dated, saying that is correct.
Yeah,
but that's not how anyone else refers to it.
Yeah, you are right, and you're being incredibly misleading.
Yes, that's true. Anyway, I went on 3 dates with this very attractive black woman, and then I went over to her place, and then she was crazy. And, men call women crazy too much all the time. I mean, as Natalie
You heard
Portman
it here
said,
first from Isaac Hirsch. All black women are crazy.
I did not say that. I'm
sorry that Isaac has taken this stance that I don't hold on the podcast.
She took off. She borrowed my glasses to try them on, and then took them to her kitchen. And then she came back, and I was like, "Hey, can I get my glasses back?" And she's like, "Oh, you really care about your glasses that much?" And I was like, "Yes, I need them to see." And she was like, "I don't have your glasses." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, you do." I just saw you take them into the kitchen. I know you have the glasses. She's like, "I don't have your glasses. You need to leave." And I was like, "Okay, I need to leave." And I started getting my clothes on and stuff. And she was like yelling at me the whole time. She's like, "Fuck your shoes. Leave your shoes here." And she had been berating me the whole night. And this is finally when I took a stand. I was like, "No, I'm going to put my shoes on. You can't tell me what to do." Mm-hmm. And so I got the shoes on. And I was just like, "Hey, listen, I don't want to like call the police or anything, but I do want to get my glasses back." And she's like, "I don't have your glasses." And she runs into the kitchen and throws my glasses out her apartment window. And I was like, "Did you just throw my glasses out your apartment window?" And she said, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then,
damn, that girl hated you for no reason.
Oh, because she was just insane. And then she blew, like, I tried to grab my coat and because it had my wallet and phone in it and stuff. And she was just like, "That's mine. You're stealing from me." I was like, "Oh, no, this is my dead grandfather's coat. This is definitely mine." She's like, "You're stealing from me. I'm going to call the FBI." I said,
just on speed dial.
I was just like, "The FBI?" And she was like, "The FBI." And then she slammed the door in my face. Anyway, I'm still wearing these glasses. These are the same glasses that got thrown out an apartment window, and they somehow eventually survived after I bent them back into place a little bit. And then she called my phone 20 times as I drove home, and I never heard from her again.
Damn. It's funny how crazy women will call your phone 20 times.
That's like a real constant across crazy women, is that they love calling your phone too many times.
Yeah. But like there's something specific about that number. I think it's always around, because I've had an experience like this. You've had this experience. I've talked to someone else.
I think
there's a lot of fellas with 20 voicemails from the same fucking
Well, the thing
nightmare.
is, she didn't leave a voice. She only left one voicemail for 20 calls, and the best part was that the voicemail wasn't left on the last call. It was left on like call 12, and then she called 8 more times. But yeah, it was. There must be cool. There must be like a fail-safe switch in like crazy women's brains where it's just like they call 20 times. They're like, "That's enough." Yeah. I don't want to seem crazy.
They get
I better
tuckered
stop.
out. You know, they get winded. They've had a big day. They need some sleep.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, do you think dating was this nuts before Tinder? Like, do you think people wound up in strange women's apartments with their fucking like throat slit and shit?
I mean, I think that was that way for women. I don't.
Yeah.
I think dating. Honestly, these sites have evened the playing field a little bit.
Yeah,
for men,
where women can threaten men now.
Yeah, it's nice,
which is good. You know,
I'm all about equality of outcome.
It's all equal, as long as we're also in date. I feel like that is actually like the modern stance on things. Is that like, all right, can we make it bad for everyone at least?
Yeah, I mean that's true. It's very weird because having this conversation with you, I feel very not PC. I feel like I'm being subversive in a bad way just by calling a woman crazy.
Yeah.
But like, it's weird that it's like bad to acknowledge that some women are crazy.
I mean,
now.
You're talking about one single woman who factually was crazy. Yeah.
She clearly was at least like had BPD or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Bad person's disease.
Yeah, as Brennan calls it.
No, I think that was Robbie's bit.
Okay.
I'm fucking throwing Robbie under the bus on that one.
They don't know who Robbie is.
They don't. He doesn't live here, so we can't have him on to defend himself.
We're talking about LA alt comedian Robbie Bruns. That's who we were talking about. Complained to him about...
I don't know who that is, but if it is a real person, I'm going to go ahead and say it was.
Yep, that's him.
Okay.
Robbie Bruns was the guy who... I don't know if I should talk about this. Yeah, he was dating this girl, this other alt comic for a while, and they had like a very weird... She was very weird, and he was very weird, and like she pegged him on stage once at a show. On stage, like... At a comedy show, she fucking pegged him with a fake dick in front of God and everyone. And anyway, they broke up recently, and he posted a long post about how he's actually being abused by her. And I just thought it was very funny. I was just like, wow, who knew that the relationship where a woman pegged a man on stage was not a healthy relationship? Who could have seen this coming?
Christ. I think someone did actually show me that like Instagram post or whatever, and it was such like I was I was in like a very raw mood about the general alty vibe of LA comedy, and then someone showed me that, and it was like if I had to write a parody of like what LA comedy is, it's like, oh, you have to fucking go up there and let some woman fuck your ass if you want to be funny.
White men are getting fucked even on stage in LA. Terrible.
God, I would love to see like the conversation they had leading up to that bit. Like, whose idea was that bit?
Oh, 100% hers.
Yeah, it had to be like, what am I begging? He's like,
well,
I mean, she's like, what? So you don't think it's funny? Oh, I no, of course, I love you, and I think, of course, it's funny.
Very funny. It sounds like a great bit.
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's gonna kill.
Again, if you're listening to this and you know me from real life, I don't mean anything I've said today.
It's true. This is just locker room talk, folks. Don't pay attention.
This is just an extension of our evil group chat in podcast form, where we say things we don't mean.
No, I think it's okay to have a catharsis, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, it is very frustrating to live, period. Constantly.
Look, being alive, it's tough.
So, you can forgive people for having their indiscretions of not thinking the correct thing sometimes.
I like this part of the podcast where, like, we then backpedal and
we grapple with everything we've said.
That's what we have to do. Is like, it's fun joking around with buddies. But seriously, folks, we're good.
I forgot other people listen to this. Damn it. It's good to have that outlet.
Why don't you go ahead and list your good beliefs?
I have lots of, of the three people who appear on this podcast the most, I have the best beliefs, I will say.
Yeah, well, you're our second guest. There's only been 2 guests.
That's true.
And you're the first repeat guest.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of...
and I'm just fucking burping into the mic like a pig.
Dude, you've been burping a lot. It's so funny.
Can you hear it?
Oh, yeah, every time.
Oh, I didn't think... fuck. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's charming. Yeah, I
ate taquitos before the podcast.
I'm very leftist, and, I have all the correct beliefs in terms of that, but, living in LA will make you crazy in some ways. I think one problem that leftists have with selling people on leftism is that they do it by saying, you big fucking dumb idiot white man, instead of going like, hey, join the fold.
Yeah.
Everyone will have an equal say, instead of just being like, you fucking suck, you loser.
Yeah, I forget who I lifted this point from, but someone was talking about like the reason MLK had so much success is because you read his speeches and he's constantly talking about our white brothers and sisters, and he's constantly like bringing the oppressor in unity with him, where then what you're talking about, it's like, hey, you fucking piece of shit.
You're wrong.
Cis white gender fucking loser.
Yeah, and look,
why don't you fucking kill yourself so that someone else can have your 5 minutes?
I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of white men suck, and they suck for all the reasons that leftists say. But you can't just tell them that. You're not going to... White men control everything. How are you going to get them to not control everything if you just tell them they suck? You got to be like, hey, you know what would be cool of you to do?
Yeah. Butter them up.
Yeah, butter them up a little bit. That's it.
Yeah. Do some Dale Carnegie shit. You know what would benefit you is if everyone had opportunity.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh.
Because then the cream can really rise to the top. And you're like, well, I am the cream. Yeah, so I have the most correct beliefs. That's where I wanted to go with this.
Yeah, Isaac is very good and wise.
Brennan is like politically centrist, I guess. I don't really know how to describe him.
Well, okay, I don't think
he averages out to centrist. I'll say that.
Average out to centrist. If you ask me about anything economic, I'm a socialist. But it's just that that's not what. Like, if people say something that I disagree with economically, it doesn't upset me, so I don't speak up. But if someone's like, I think that you should get banned from Twitter for making problematic jokes, then I'm like, oh, what? So you fucking... I freak out. So, like...
Because it directly affects you.
Yeah.
I
think we need strong social programs. I think the rich need to be taxed heavily.
But Brennan is basically sort of in the middle, I guess. And then Nick is just chaotic. He has no real political beliefs, as far as I can tell.
That's a funny take that he just does not have beliefs.
He doesn't have. I mean, his political beliefs, like.
That's not a mic. It's a directional mic. Sorry.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at the image of Brennan shamefully burping very far away from the microphone. Nick's political beliefs can be summed up as like Donald Trump is funny. He's a good performer.
Trump is fun. He's a great speaker.
It's hard to deny that, but I hate everything.
I'm not passionate. Like, I don't understand. Why do I have to be emotionally invested in every issue?
You don't. You can have pet issues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but like, why isn't it acceptable for like if someone brings up an issue to be like, oh, I'm not personally invested in that one?
That should be acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I will not be I will not personally be doing anything to sway that one way or the other.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think. I don't know. That's sort of the system we have now, that you just don't say that. You just don't involve yourself on Twitter with that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't do it online anymore. I don't posting opinions online. Suicide. Why would you ever do that?
Especially as a performer, you'd be insane. Except for these opinions. These opinions are okay to post online.
Yeah,
someone would have to take the time to listen to this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to get this deep into it, no one's gonna listen. Yeah, we're fine. But then there's opinions that people post online, but they have to be like, I know that I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, and then they say something very agreeable, and then everyone's like, wow, you're so brave.
Yeah, I do love. That's my favorite kind of take. It's just like, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but women are great. It's like, who's going to give you heat for this? No one's going to give you heat. The people who
who's
disagree. Who's
going to give you heat for this? Like an archetypical rapist, like a knife alley, like predator, a man in a ski mask.
Actually, that man probably also thinks women are great. Not the same reasons, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's very weird. Political. I don't know why you'd post. There was a comedian named Josh Denny who like hosted a show on the Food Network.
You name drop so much.
I don't know him.
Okay.
I'm not name dropping this guy.
No,
at all.
I don't mean not name drop like bragging. Or should I say name check? I don't know. You're constantly like talking shit when saying people's names on here.
I'm not talking shit. This is just the thing that happened. Josh Denny hosted a show on the Food Network and stuff, and he was like a relatively like well-to-do LA comic, and they just posted that straight white man is the new N-word on Twitter, and then like he just got fucking dunked into obscure, like literally he lost his Food Network show because he like people were like rethink this, and he's like, no, I'm right, and he like doubled down, and he's just like, it is the N-word, and everyone's like, it's not the N-word.
It's so funny to say that other things are the N-word of something as if like we've solved the N-word.
Yeah,
like that
the
John
N-word
Lennon
still exists.
quote. Yeah. That John Lennon quote, it is such like a hilarious, like fake contemporary, like white ally sentence to say is like, women are the real N-word.
It's like, no, N-word is the real N-word.
Yeah.
But it's just...
That's like how comedy is booked now. It's like, oh, diversity. Should we put some black guys on the show? No, we're going to book some straight white female N-words.
That's true. Yeah, black guys don't seem to actually be benefiting from the diversity boom all that much.
No, because they're sexist.
They're still men. I mean, they have problematic opinions. A lot of them.
I wish that there was more.
Comedy by black men is both the funniest comedy and also probably the most problematic comedy.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh my god, when Earthquake was hosting the mic at Ice House. It was like the most fun I've had in 6 months living here. Just watching him like go up after people's sets and just like be like, now some of y'all need to work on maybe like a tight 2. Like some of you think you got a 5. No, you go home, you practice in the mirror, you get your 2. Then maybe next week you try that 3.
Yeah, I host an open mic now, and like part of the pleasure of open mics is just like very subtly making fun of the person who just went up if they did very badly. Like there's this guy who comes every week and he just does, it's a black guy and he just does the most like misogynistic comedy I've ever seen. Like, and not even like fun misogyny, just like his contempt for women just shines through.
It is, because it's like so rare. It's kind of a treat when you see a black guy who is not naturally funny in any way.
He's not naturally funny in any way. He's very low energy, kind of, and he's just talking about how like he's like fucking women without condoms to trick them and stuff.
Damn.
That's like the punchline is that he tricked her by fucking her without a condom.
What a fun trick.
He has a bit where he's just like, I had sex with this woman, and then I was like, what are you still doing here? Get out of my house. And that's like the whole bit.
Cool bit.
And so anyway, after they told me that I had to promote that the venue has a new all-woman open mic the first Friday of every month. Mm-hmm. So I just got on stage like, hey, give it up for Malcolm, everybody. He's hosting our all-woman open mic. Make sure to come to that. Crowd enjoyed that very much. Mm-hmm. It is good to make fun of people sometimes, but very subtly and not in a way that's just like you should stop, just a way that's like, hey, maybe re-examine this one aspect of your comedy.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of bounce back and forth on that because like it can then also like my least favorite thing is sometimes you'll see someone goes up who's like kind of offensive but does okay.
Yeah.
And then the host goes up to like tell the audience that they were wrong to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, one, you have to have the authority to do that. Like Earthquake has the authority to tell people to straight up quit. He can do that.
Yeah, because
he's Earthquake.
He's by miles the funniest man in the room.
Yes, I would never tell someone to quit. I would sometimes be like, "Hey, re-examine that one thing." Sometimes I would do that, but also like it can go too far. Like Ice House, sometimes when like Brian and Bruce hosted the hosts of the regular open mic there. They are just like, everyone should quit. And it's not a great environment for stand-up when they're like, everyone should quit. This sucks. You all suck. Anyway, here's your next comedian. It's tough because there's a balance to walk.
Yeah. I usually like the way that they do it, though.
Yeah.
I think usually they keep a really fun vibe.
They did too much this past Wednesday.
This past week, yeah. I guess sometimes they're in a bad mood, but then I like people sometimes. I've heard people complain. They're like, "Oh, they do too much time in between." It's like, no, they need to because it should be you need to
reset the room.
You need to reset the room from fucking crazy people.
Yeah. Anyway, this is too inside baseball. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. I know Nick's gonna listen to this and be very mad that this happened.
How could they talk about a specific open mic for 2 minutes?
I mean, that was you guys tried to reboot Cower Hour a while ago before this current incarnation of it, and I remember I was a guest on it once, and Nick was so mad at me because me and Brendan are just talking about open mics for like 20 minutes. Nick, that will never see the light of day. I'm sure it's already deleted, but Nick was just like, yeah, we can't have Isaac on again.
I don't think Nick even sent the files.
Yeah.
Well, you were like, I remember you were like eating dinner like on.
Oh yeah, I was eating a giant plate of spaghetti and canned green beans.
It was peas.
Oh,
I remember
peas,
looking at your plate. It was half spaghetti, half peas. I'm just like, Isaac, why?
They were mad because I had spaghetti. I had like canned tomato sauce on it, and I also had melted like Mexican cheese on top, and that was like the biggest culinary offense they had ever seen. I guess the way they acted so horrified.
We had Parmesan cheese.
That's not mine. Someone else's.
Oh, okay.
Also, you guys had a producer for that. I remember there was you had Nick. You paid a man to produce this thing.
Well, yeah, that's because it's how Tim does it. So I assumed like, oh, that's a good idea to do. But then I realized like, no, that just creates so much. Like just having a man sitting there listening to the podcast that sucks. I need to be able to like forget that this is being recorded.
Yeah,
and just like. I like Nick. He seems like a good dude, but I don't really know him at all. I've only like
this is other Nick. This is another Nick.
Yeah, the producer. So like me just like throwing out wild takes in front of a stranger, then I just start to get anxious and I spiral.
Sure. Hey, I mean you. Never mind.
What?
I was gonna say you did that once with us.
Oh no, that's fine. We can talk about that.
Yeah, the first.
I don't know what was going on. I just like I think I was having an anxiety attack for like 3 days.
Yeah,
which sucks because I'm constantly making fun of like hipsters for like being precious about their anxiety.
And I mean, I will say you did not complain about it at all. You just holed up in your room for 3 days, which is the correct way to handle an anxiety attack. You do not talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm. You tweet a little bit too much. The tweets are a little dark.
This is how men handle anxiety attacks. They do not reach out for help.
They do not reach out for help. No, I mean I tried. By the time my insurance company sets me up with a therapist, I'll like have worked it out already.
Yeah, but you should probably still see the therapist.
No, I mean, I'll still go, but then I'll be like, I'll read them like notes out on my phone. I'll be like, it says here that I was looking at the sky and I thought I saw pixels in it. I don't know what that means. They're gonna be like, well, what does that mean? I'm like, I don't know. That was him. That wasn't.
that was anxious, Brendan.
Yeah,
That's a different man.
That was a completely different brain in my head.
I will say it was very funny one time because I'm not in touch with my emotions at all, pretty much. Again, because I don't think about anything. I'm not anxious. I don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
But the trade-off is that, like, you know, I don't. There's very little introspection going on in Isaac's
Which
world.
is a funny trait for like a comedian to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that I've written any bits, considering I go around not thinking about anything at all times. It's also why it's very hard for me to write material, is because I'll just like sit down and be like, all right, time to write. What have I been thinking about lately? And I'm like, oh, shit, nothing. I've thought about nothing.
You'll sit down, and then you'll just like look at the clock, and it's 3 hours later.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. I have no idea how I produced any material at all. But anyway, the one time since I moved to LA that I've been in touch with my emotions, there's another comic named Kevin Tinkin who's a very nice man.
Very nice man.
And one time we did an open mic, and he was just like, afterwards, he's like, hey, do you want to drive up to the mountains and look at the stars? And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm trying to say yes to life more. So we drove up to the mountains way out. He lives way north of LA. And we go up there. We go out to the mountains. And we're just looking at the night sky. It's just me and him. I'm just like, oh, man, I'm so worried my dad isn't proud of me. It was like the sky unlocked my emotions. I had not seen a night sky in a very long time. Mm-hmm. He was just like, no, I'm sure your dad's proud. And we just fucking sat there while I was just like, oh, no, I'm having... all my emotions for the past 2 years are happening right now.
Damn, that is such a real fear, though. Like, my dad isn't proud of me.
Yeah.
With the, I put the Kill Tony clip up on Facebook, and my parents watched it.
Oh, Jesus.
And my dad texted me to say that it seemed like the audience liked it.
Oh, man, that is... I mean, I had a very real reason.
He didn't say it that shitty. He was like, wow, they really liked you. But then I wanted to be like...
But did you?
But do you like me? Do you... What do you think?
I have a good relationship with my father, but the reason I was worried was because this was like right before my Who Wants to Be a Millionaire episode was going to air. And if you haven't seen my Who Wants to Be a Millionaire episode, I got a question wrong, and my dad was in the studio as my lifeline, and I did not use him. I just left that lifeline on the table.
Did you? You were so confident that you had it. You thought you.
Well, you don't want to waste. You don't want to waste all your lifelines on one question. So I'd already used Ask the Audience. But I did the exact wrong thing that they tell you not to do specifically in the briefing, which is I said what I thought the answer was, and then I asked the audience, and the audience is just a bunch of fucking tourists visiting Las Vegas. So they're like, you seem smart. So they all went with my answer, and I was just like, well, that's all the confirmation I need, really. I don't want to waste my last lifeline.
You idiot.
You know, there are a lot of things I'd redo. But anyway, he's just like, yeah, I didn't know the answer. And I was just like, I bet he did.
I am positive he did.
I'm not positive he did.
Well, I am.
Damn it, Brendan. So I was just worried he was,
Yeah, I need to...
not proud of me.
I need to fucking do something that my parents will be proud of. Because the last, thing that a lot of people read or saw that involved me was that Wall Street Journal article where I just sound like a monster.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Which was what a mistake. I thought I could do bits to a reporter and she would preserve the tone.
My mom has always been, because she used to be a reporter, like, she doesn't talk to reporters and she doesn't let us talk to reporters. That's like how anti-reporter she is.
I mean, I guess if there's a positive way to look at it, I'm glad that happened this early in my comedy career.
Sure.
Because now I know not to trust reporters for when I actually have stakes.
Yeah, that makes sense. One time there was a body found across the street from our house. There's a vacant lot across from our house. We live in the woods, and they just found a body of a guy. And the Washington Post reporter came and he's just like, hey, can you talk about what's going on? And my mom was like, no. And I was like, I'll talk about it, because I was like 12. She's like, no. I was like, oh, okay. I wanted to talk about the body.
Yeah, you're going to go out and you're going to be so weird that you go to jail.
It's just like, wow, we've broken this case wide open. This 12-year-old boy killed this gang member and buried him in the woods.
Oh, so that's time. You want to do plugs?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
What a fun time we had on the podcast today.
It was a great time. I have a plug. I have a real plug. I will be at the Ice House tomorrow for the Death Squad show.
Tomorrow? When is this coming out? It's not coming out tonight,
It's coming out tonight, yeah.
Wow, okay.
So Friday the 19th, I will be at the Ice House. The show starts at 10:30. So please come see me on there. Isaac, you got dates?
Yeah. Let me look him up. I'll be in D.C. In December.
You're doing some headlining, right?
Yeah. I'll be headlining a show for Capital Laughs on the December 21st and the 23rd. Come to one of those. I'll also be at the Positano Italian restaurant in Bethesda, Maryland, doing 40 minutes on Saturday the 22nd. So come to that.
Nice.
Let's see. And other than that, if you're in the LA area, is anyone in the LA area? I don't know.
I don't know.
But if you are and you have not been repulsed by what I've said, October 27th, I'll be at the West Side Comedy Theater at 11 p.m. So that's a date you can come see me then.
Nice.
And
check us out.
And our show on a tennis court is happening on November 8th. We have a great lineup. We have Todd Glass, Byron Bowers, Best Stelling. Fantastic lineup on a tennis court. It's free. How could you pass that up? I don't know the address.
Are there going to be lights this time?
I think we're going to have lights. I think we're going to fix a lot of the problems from last time.
Hell
so
yeah.
definitely come see that.
And also you can check out me, Isaac, and Nick all in our sketch that we made, No Fap. That's on the Coward Hour YouTube.
Oh, and please follow me on Twitter. I need more Twitter followers. It's very sad how little I have compared to Brennan and Nick. So come on.
All right. Well, tell them what it is.
Oh, it's at IB Hirsch, my last name.
All right. That's it. All right. Thank you, Isaac.
Bye.
Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up portfolio showing growth. Fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self suck. Oh fuck, I busted already. I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady. Now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just